of certificates of candidacy for the May 2019 election. Several personalities already throwing their hats into the senatorial race or thinking about it. But what does the survey say about their chances of winning? Hello and welcome. I'm Pio Ontiveros. This is On the Record. Our guests for this episode, political analyst Dino Manhit, broadcaster Mon Tulfo, and joining us later on the phone, Senators JB Ejercito and Coco Pimentel. Well, let's begin with Mr. Tulfo, who's here. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you.
Are you running for the Senate?
I was entertaining the idea.
You are entertaining the idea.
Yes, but I'm not running.
You're not running. So, wait a minute. Wait. You're entertaining the idea, but you're not. So, definite na yun. You're not running.
I'm not running.
Oh,
I'm not running.
Okay, well, okay, that's the end of the show. Good night. No, biro lang. But sir, teka, umpisa natin sa ganito. Sabi nyo kanina lang na the president asked you to run just a few days ago?
Yes. I think last Thursday, and he asked me to if I could be in the administration slate.
Meaning PDP laban?
Yes.
Okay.
He said that I had a big chance of winning. I said, Mr. President, I don't have money.
Yun ang problema nyo?
Problema, walang pera. Of course, who doesn't want to become senator? I could help a lot. I can help our countrymen and our country.
Yeah.
But running for the Senate entails a huge war chest.
Okay.
And it needs the money that you will spend is on advertising mostly. And
how did he ask you? I mean, pinatawag kayo or you happened to meet each other, see each other in an event or something, and then by chance he says, Mon, tumakbo ka naman, ganon?
We have a regular meeting as friends. I have a regular meeting with him.
Every Thursday?
No, now and then regular. When he has the time, he invites me to the palace to have tea.
Okay, kayong dalawa lang?
Dalawa.
Okay.
Dalawa kami. Sabi niya, why don't you run?
Okay.
Sabi niya,
so he sees you as an ally, someone who will defend him?
Yes.
Okay. So when he told you that, did you give him an answer right away? Or did you say, I'll think about it, Mr. President? Or
I told him,
wala lang pera, ayoko.
sabi ko, Mr. President, actually, I call him Bay. Pag kami lang when we're together. Bay means friend.
Yes.
I said, Bay, or pare in Tagalog, Bay, it's, I don't think I can run. I don't have money. Remember many years ago, you told me that it was very difficult for you if, should you decide when you were still mayor, when I was trying to convince you to run for the Senate, you said that I don't have money. Are you crazy? And that's it.
Okay, so how did the issue of you being a special envoy to China come up? When you said that I don't have money, I don't think I want to run, did he bring that up? Or were you the one who said, pwede ba mag-special envoy to China lang ako?
Yes. I brought the idea to him.
Okay.
I can be of help to you perhaps by becoming a special envoy to China. I said, why not? He said, and what will you do there? I said, I can help a lot in inviting investors from China. And then perhaps I can do errands for you in back channeling.
Parang Antonio Trillanes.
Yes.
That's another episode. Okay. Pero investors from China for what? What exactly are they going to do here?
I'm looking at the possibility of exploiting our idle lands for the Chinese, contract farming, and contract. We have idle fish ponds, and they can. Many Chinese want to. Many Chinese businessmen want to invest in our fishing industry, the Chinese, the fish ponds, and as well as farming. And we can, if we ask them or allow them to come in, they can hire people. We can, our farmers will benefit.
Yeah. Isn't that going to be another issue again, given how sensitive people are whenever we talk about China and Chinese nationals coming into the Philippines?
We misunderstand the Chinese. I talked to them the first time I went to China on I was with the president on his first state visit there.
October 2015.
And they told me, I separated from the group, from the main group. I was with some Chinese friends, and I drank with them. I dined with them, and in their stupor, drunken stupor, they said that we're friends. Why should we fight? Why should we're long lost brothers?
Yeah. Okay.
And I said yes. Perhaps we've been poisoned by the U.S. about you.
Okay.
And they said they felt flattered. They said, don't you know that we've been wanting to invest in the Philippines, but the previous administration barred us from doing so.
Yeah. Well, I still have many questions for you, Mr. Tulfo, but we're going to speak to someone who's sure to run because, like you said, hindi na pala kayo tatakbo. Pero marami pa akong tanong for you. So let's speak first to Senator Coco Pimentel, sir.
Yes, Pia. Yes, hello. Magandang gabi po sa lahat.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo. Sir, kamusta na po yung malapit na maging bagong kasal?
Okay, excited na.
Excited na, ha? Okay, ano to? Second chance at love? No, don't answer that. It's okay.
Pia,
yeah.
signal is choppy. I didn't even hear you.
You did? Oh, that's good. You didn't hear that question. Never mind. Okay. Well, Senator Coco, I wanted to ask you, you're having, to put it bluntly, having lost the Senate presidency, did that impact on your survey rankings now? Given that, of course, as Senate President, syempre you have, much of the attention. No? Naka-apekto ba yan sa inyo ngayon, given your rankings in the latest Pulse Asia survey?
Hindi naman po.
Yeah.
I don't think so. For as long as I make it in the top 12, I would be happy. If I make it within striking distance, I should be happy.
Yeah. So are you happy with this 7 to 11 ranking? Although, this is along with two others, it's Amy Marcos and Lito Lapid. Pero 7 to 11 parang medyo delikado pa. Or okay ka na nun?
Actually, lahat po yan delikado pa. Si Senator Grace po lang po ang hindi na dapat kabahan.
Okay. Have you decided, what are the issues that you're going to be, hammering on for the campaign? Ano yung magiging mga, favorite issues mo, favorite topics that you think are going to help you during the campaign?
I will make that known when I file my certificate of candidacy because the COMELEC, this is optional. The COMELEC says that the candidate can file together with the COCA 100-word program of government. So I intend to do so, and so that when I file it, then I start talking about it.
Okay, so you are sure to run, but you also said today that PDP Laban will have only 5 to 6 candidates, right?
That's not yet fixed, but we are open to that possibility that we will not be able to fill up the 12 slots for senator. But we will still try our best. We have actually around 2 more weeks to do it because October 17 is the deadline, the last day. So we will try our best. But,
that's a week and a half. That's not very many.
Yes,
not very much.
Weekends. Yeah, that's correct.
Uh-oh.
That's right. But what I'm saying is there's still time. There's still time. But last night, the political committee of PDP Laban, led by campaign manager Secretary Alcusi, decided and told me that we should be stricter now with our selection criteria for senator. So that's why I said that maybe we will be able to beat the 12-man Senate ticket.
Has the president talked to you about who he would like, who he would want on the slate, on the senatorial slate?
Well, not yet, not yet. But what we know, we more or less we know because we talked with Bongo, and then he released the message to the president. So we are ready, and we are ready, and yet still finalizing a good slate.
Mm-hmm. Can you give us an idea who's going to be on that slate? Possibly will be on that slate?
We will be here next week na lang because I intend to first have a small meeting with those who are on the list to make sure that they are really interested.
But is Bongo going to be on that list?
Last night, Bong said that he's not interested.
Oh, he's not interested. But even if he is not interested, are you still going to draft him? Is that a possibility?
And you went choppy. What did you say again?
Are you still going to draft him? Are you still going to put him on that list even if he has said that he's not interested?
You cannot force somebody to run because he has to sign the certificate of nomination with his conformity. So wala po tayong magagawa. But that was last night. There's still a few days pa.
Oo. Did he say why he is not interested?
Hindi daw siya talaga interesado to run
Talaga?
So no need to debate what's the reason, but that is what I heard last night.
Okay. Well, he's doing 22 to 27 in the September 1 to 7 Pulse Asia survey. Not very good numbers either. Pati yung awareness niya medyo mababa. Will you consider that, or can you accommodate people who aren't doing very well in the surveys?
Malayo. I didn't hear your question completely, but if you're talking about the survey, the election is around 8 months away, di ba? So wala pa po yan. Pwede pa po magbago yan. No? Only Grace po is sure to win.
Okay. Lately, the DILG has said that they want the COMELEC to disqualify candidates whose names appear on the narco list.
At least they're looking for ways on how to punish politicians who are on the narco list. Unfortunately, I do not think that can be done in a constitutional way. So, so ganito na lang. The inclusion of the name of a candidate on a narco list should be used as a political issue against the candidate. So and hope that he gets defeated in the election.
Okay, which means that the PDP Laban will not field a candidate on any level, whether national, senatorial, congressional, if his or her name appears in the narco list.
Yes, because in the first place, we want to field only candidates who are members of the party, and then no person involved in drugs or especially appearing on the narco list provided by the president to me. So they should not be allowed to be members of the party.
All right. Senator Coco Pimentel, sir, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We're going to have to take a short break. On the record, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back to On the Record. We're talking about the latest senatorial survey. Who's in, who's out. Still here in the studio, Dino Manhit, political analyst, and Mon Tulfo, who already said that he's not running. So we're going to ask first Dino Manhit to tell us what he thinks so far. So, Mon Tulfo's here saying he's not running. Coco Pimentel saying that Bongo is not interested in running either. How do you see things playing out? I mean, we know several months before the elections, but
it's true, it's 7 months, but the reality of waging a national campaign, just mentioned by Mr. Tulfo earlier, the cost to it, and the cost actually defines where you are in the polls, because you need to create a certain level of awareness about your candidacy, the issue that you'd like to pick up, and the best way to communicate to the voters is through advertising. So you have at least in the top 13, 14 are either incumbent senators, returning senators. So they have what we call a name recall. Their image to the public are quite defined. That means the persona, the issue positioning. So if you're an outsider from that group, you have to fight your way and define yourself. So what we have really, I agree with Senator Pimentel, we have a very tight race that, everybody's still fighting for its slot in the top 12. And now, for me, when I look at these numbers, but I look at polls as snapshots at that moment, so I will rely on the September polls. And I believe that the people up to the 17th position, or maybe we can even add Senator Bam Aquino on that. Because in this case, there was 2 Aquinos that might have confused respondents.
Oo. Pero 18 to 23 siya. But okay, but you say that's a function of the
Because of
Bam
the
and
2
Chris.
names, it could possibly have shown that they remove or they subtract the support for an Aquino right now. It's limited maybe to one or the other.
Yeah.
So I think with up to Senator Bam, these are the people with a strong fighting chance.
Pero tama ba si Coco, no? Grace po is the only one who's very
you look,
sure, no?
a lot of
Well,
people-
she's always done well in elections.
But a lot of people don't realize, I think the basis of Senator Coco Pimentel is that we look at rankings. We're not looking at percentage of votes. Senator Po is at 70%, way ahead of the second place.
That's
And she has not gone up or down, unlike Cynthia Villar rising now, Senator Nancy performing very well at this time. So what he's saying is that this lady senator is consistently on top.
Yeah, so
and
why is
way
she
ahead.
consistently on top?
I think a lot of our voters still see what they saw in 2013 when she came out number 1. Of course, we all know that she was doing well in the early part of the presidential campaign. So there is that following, loyal support that still see her as somebody that they need to bring back to the Senate. And these past 3 years, post-2016 election, she has performed relatively well, especially in areas that maybe the public, the voters see that is very important to them.
And welcoming in second with presidential race.
And the time, maybe she could have done more or well in 2016, but that kind of momentum brings her where she is right now.
Yeah, oo. Why is Nancy Binay doing much better now?
I think Senator Nancy have performed quite well this past 3 years, since 2016. Maybe she was overshadowed by a candidate for president, the father, former Vice President Binay. So nobody was looking at the senator. But after 2016, noticeably, she has strong statements, policy statements, very active in the Senate.
So, kumbaga, she came into her own.
Yes, suddenly.
And then lately, siya lang yung among the senators medyo, well, taking Mocha Uson to task.
That's what I'm saying.
no?
She's taking into issues that is defining herself. And that's very critical in a national campaign. As I've said, having a presidential candidate for a father, you seem to be maybe a second idea when you discuss a Binay. But now that you're the only person at the national level, she has positioned herself well in issues. She has defined herself as a woman leader. And that is turning out to be very positive. And we see that in the top 4 senatorial names there.
Oo. Top 4, Po, Villar, Cayetano, Pia Cayetano. Again, name recall in that
Name
well, she's a
recall.
comebacking senator. And because she's closely identified with President Duterte, ganun
The
ba?
Cayetanos have always had their own image.
Oo.
And it also helps that they're a strong ally of the
Oo.
president.
And of course, Sara Duterte, ranking 5 to 6. Although she's saying that she's not interested in running for
That
the
has
Senate
been
either.
the report. I think she knows that she can do well as a local chief executive. Maybe she's more comfortable there. But of course, that's the strength of the brand name of President Duterte,
Yeah, but of course
which
she
is
has
not transferable to other members of his cabinet.
Okay, of course, there's a week and a half before the filing of certificates of candidacy. But if you were to believe Sara Duterte now and saying that she's not interested in running, and then, for example, Mr. Montufo here saying that he's not running either, it's not as simple as if you remove these names and everybody moves up.
We
right?
have to know. We have to look at the percentages also. As I've said, after the 17th, which is Senator J.V. Ejercito, it's quite tight.
Yeah.
Their difference is 1 or 2%. It's
Right.
within the margin of error.
Right.
Then if you remove Senator Chris Aquino, Senator Bam Aquino has always been in the top 12. But when they inserted the name of Chris Aquino, he went down. So
Yeah.
maybe, so I've said it's within, they're all within the striking distance.
Oh, and well, speaking of Senator J.V. Ejercito, and earlier, Dindo, you were talking about how Bam Aquino's votes could have been dissipated because of the presence of his cousin on the list, Chris Aquino. We're going to be joined now by phone by Senator J.V. Ejercito. Sir, thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, Pia. Good evening to all our televiewers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Senator JV, you are how do I say this? Not doing very well in the surveys. Sa Pulse Asia, 11 to 17, but there are 5 others who are also at 11 to 17, and you're at the bottom of the pile. How does this make you feel? You've also said that for one, you don't have the luxury of name recall. You're referring to the brand name of Estrada, right?
Well, I guess, Pia, that is very evident as what you've been discussing, the effect on Bam Aquino with Chris Aquino being inserted on the surveys really brought him way down. So the mere fact that my brother, Jingo, is there using the name Estrada, so that gives him the luxury of the name recall, and I don't know. I mean, Estrada has been there for 50 years. The Estrada brand name, that is. And my name, I've been using it. I'm the only one who used it in the national scene for only 5 years. So it's really a handicap, definitely. As I have mentioned. But I'm still confident, because I perform quite well, I would say, and I will be able to pass landmark legislation by next week, like the Universal Healthcare Program and the creation of the Department of Housing. And more than that is that I am quite proud that I have a clean track record. I have no blemish on my track record. So I'm still hoping that performance and the clean the unblemished track record would still help me win the election.
Yeah. Would it help if other names here on the list, especially those whose names appear above yours, will not run anymore?
Well, of course, but still, I think there's still there's a big confusion really, because but everywhere I go, I think it's people are appreciating what we have been doing. I've been going around doing my work, but probably it's really the Estrada, especially now I'm in Mindanao right now. Estrada is really the known name here in Mindanao. So that will be the challenge for me, so that I will be able to build on my name in the next 8 months, hopefully. I know it's an uphill battle, but again, hopefully performance and track record, and together with the name, hopefully would still help me.
How's it going to impact on you, Senator JV, if you leave your father's political party, which is the plan, right?
Well, I know, it will be difficult for me. Of course, there is still the Estrada name still has quite a following, especially my father, President Estrada, former President Estrada, has a big following in Mindanao. But that is already my decision. Differences in principles, and I just have to do it on my own. So I'm still hoping that. The name of the game now is popularity, but hoping that it will somehow change and people would now look at also performance and track record.
Okay, we need to go to a break, Senator JV, and say goodbye to you. But before that, just one question, and your answer will be either yes or no. Will you ever reconcile with your brother, Senator Jinggoy Estrada? Yes or no?
Not,
Huh?
not at this time.
Not at this time. Okay. Senator J.V. Ejercito, thank you very much for joining us. We'll continue this discussion after a short break. This is On the Record. This is On the Record. Final words from our guests, Mon Tulfo here and Dindo Manhit, political analyst. Mr. Tulfo, kanina pinag-uusapan namin ni Senator J.V. Tungkol sa kanila ni Senator Jinggoy. Tinanong ko nga, will you ever reconcile with So in your case naman, you have this very interesting dynamics of a relationship with your brothers, Ben, Rafi, Erwin. What's going on? And these are final words na pala, so please keep it brief.
I cannot quarrel with with my subordinates, with my
Subordinates?
with my siblings.
Oh, okay.
In the military, kasi parang military kami, di ba?
Right.
So I'm supposed to be the commander because I'm the eldest.
Supposed to be, pero hindi ka naman sinusunod.
Oh,
Sinusunod.
so a commander does not quarrel with his subordinates, di ba?
Okay.
Since I'm the eldest, I cannot quarrel with them. I cannot afford to. I should not. Di ba?
Okay.
They can afford to quarrel with me. I cannot.
Yeah, okay. So they can afford to quarrel. How do you, but I mean, they're your brothers, so how do you look at them? Keep it really short. I only have 30 seconds.
They're like my children because I've taken over my my father as the
role.
patriarch.
Ah, okay. All right. I thought you were going to say something during the break. Do you want to say it? No, you don't. But you can still say it in the next 10 seconds. Dindo Manhit, final words.
We will have a definite list, so those numbers might change. But at the end of the day, it's the one that builds what I call a unique selling proposition to our voters. That 12 numbers, 12 individuals who can sell themselves and identify themselves as somebody that will champion a platform and an issue that is very important to our voters.
Okay.
And that's where the challenge is.
All right. Pero may substitution pa. But that's another episode.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Dindo Manhit, political analyst, and Mr. Mon Tulfo. Sir, thank you for
my
joining
pleasure.
us. That is On the Record this week. Thank you, all of you, for watching us this evening. I'm Beyond Tiveros.
Stop.